Hello, my name is Mike Kirkbride. I'm part of a group of citizens of Pleasure Island that are looking to create a bike pedestrian greenway for our island. And we're looking here at the north end of our island at Snows Cut Bridge and the Snows Cut Boat Launch. What we're looking to create is a path that will connect our north end all the way to our south end, that'll be off-road and provide connections to all of our parks. We're starting here at the boat launch, which we're seeing over here. We proceed up the path to our existing section of greenway in front of Carolina Beach State Park. Once we get to the end of that, which only runs to about here in Harper Avenue, we're looking to have a new section that starts right at Harper, proceeds along Dow Road, goes up to Mike Chapel Park, where our skateboard park is and where our ball fields are. Once we get there, we're talking about crossing Dow Road and then coming in to the back side of all of our homes along Carolina Beach and Curry Beach, and stay within the fire lane all along the back side of our island. So at that point, we're going to cross Ocean Boulevard. Then we're going to proceed behind the homes all the way to K, where we get to Joe Eakes Park. Once we get to Joe Eakes Park, we're continuing along the back side of our homes behind Curry Beach, in the fire lane, all the way down through the Fort Fisher Air Force Base recreation area. Once we get to that point, we're continuing on behind the homes again, all the way to the historic site. Once we get to the historic site, we're taking a big left in this case, and we're looking to go right beside the Riggins there, and then proceed along the ocean in front of the historic site all the way to the recreation site, where we're talking about connecting once again to the aquarium pathway system. Once we're in the aquarium pathway system, we're looking to go all the way to its end, where we come back on Fort Fisher Boulevard, and then all along the ocean side of Fort Fisher Boulevard to the end. We're talking about having an off-road path that'll lead us all the way to the Federal Point boat launch area. So in total, we're looking at connecting all of our parks and several of our playing areas and ultimately our elementary school on the island into one large connected network of paths.
Hello, my name is Joel Macon. I'm the mayor of Carolina Beach. I'm here to talk about bike paths and the importance of bike paths to our community. We're standing at one of the first phases or first legs of the bike path system that has been installed at Carolina Beach. This actually runs from the bridge to the state park to Dow Road right here. As you can see, it is a very safe bike path. It is the preferred bike path that we would like to use in order to connect our beach from one end to the other, from Carolina Beach through Curry Beach all the way to Fort Fisher and the aquarium. We have a very beautiful island, and this is the best way for folks to get out of their cars and see the natural beauty of our island and become more active, more physical, and have better health and have a much better vacation. Well, this is the first phase of the town of Carolina Beach's Greenway system, and it is essential to tie the rest of the town in with a greenway system for the entire island.
As you can see, I've just ridden down the aquarium's bicycle path, and it's really a great amenity for opening up to everyone the beauties of the natural environment on this island. That's also one of the key reasons we'd like to put into place a bicycle pedestrian greenway so that our visitors can get a full taste of the natural environment here, and you'll be able to see many plants and animals that are indigenous to this area, including the Venus flytrap at the Carolina Beach State Park, and other plants and animals that you would not otherwise see unless you're on your bicycle riding on the path.
So Richard, what do you see as the challenges of riding today on a daily basis?
Unfortunately, I'm a rider who pretty much stays on Pleasure Island, and I find a lot of cars don't like to share the road with cyclists and pedestrians, and everyone's in a hurry. A lot of people are just trying to get from across Snowscut Bridge down to one of these parks, and they don't even see the cyclists or the pedestrians, so it's a rather scary situation out there.
What about the rest of your family? I mean, I think in terms of the challenge for you and your family.
I have children ages 11 to 7, 3 of them, and I won't let them ride their bikes unless we literally walk down the shoulder and get on a side street. But a lot of the roads are dead ends, so it's not like they can really have an enjoyable place to ride. So it's a difficult environment. I mean, I felt successful just teaching them how to ride their bikes, just because it's not a good environment.
So you feel challenged just trying to go somewhere because there's no real connection, is what you're saying, for the island, for your family in this case. I mean,
presently correct, yes. Yeah. And the Pleasure Island Greenway will just open the whole island. It will just totally change everything for the better.
Hello, my name is Bob Fitzsimons, and I'm the chairperson of the Curry Beach Parks and Recreation Committee. Back in August of 2007, we conducted a survey of all of the residents of Curry Beach. The task of our survey was to find recreation attitudes and activities of Curry Beach residents, because we were thinking at that time that we wanted to provide a recreation program for Curry Beach residents. So our survey was delivered to all the residents of Curry Beach. We sent out 1,758 surveys to the households, and we had a response rate of 250 returned. This is significant because it's over the 10% statistically significant ratio that makes a survey worthwhile. In our case, it was 15%. What came back that's interesting for this discussion is the use of the bikes and bicycling in Curry Beach. We found that there was a 67% return of people that used their bicycle in Curry Beach, be it for doing whatever activities that they were interested in, but it was primarily riding to Fort Fisher, doing whatever limited activities that were available because we don't have a significant bike path. One of the questions that we asked was, what do you think of current activities that you would like to see improved upon here in Curry Beach? And the response that came back, one of the top responses was bicycle paths and bicycling in the area. I mean, when you look at the atmosphere, the environment we have, it's just a natural for a bicycling program. Other parts of our survey that are significant here have to do with the use of the bicycle. There was activities, there was interest for taking your bicycle and going out of the area, having a bike workshop, having bike safety classes, of which we are in the process of putting together for our recreation program. Again, we found from our demographic information that we were appealing to people in the middle age to senior age group in our survey, and that makes up the primary population of Curry Beach.
My name is Jennifer Raswell. I'm the director for the Hanover Soil and Water Conservation District. One of the main things at the district is that we're dealing with stormwater and improving water quality in New Hanover County. Here is a great example of a stormwater retention pond, which collects a lot of the urban runoff from lawns, streets, and rooftops, and collects it into this area where it can naturally penetrate the aquifer and go through a natural cleansing system. A lot of the problems with urban runoff is that they will go straight into the storm drains and directly into our waterways untreated. One of the low-impact development strategies that we want to incorporate into the bike path is to incorporate things like permeable pavement, so that when it does rain, we can collect that water and let it naturally filtrate back into the
Hi, my name is Melanie Doyle, and I'm the North Carolina coordinator for the Carolinas Beach Vitex Task Force. This plant around me right here is Beach Vitex. This is an exotic invasive species that's currently threatening the health of our dune ecosystems. We're here at the north end of Carolina Beach, just north of the pier and just south of Freeman Park, looking at a rather extensive colony of this plant. The task force is currently working very hard to eliminate this plant from the state's dune systems and restore our native species. It's with this situation in mind that my vision for the new Pleasure Island Bike and Pedestrian Greenway is one of working with our coastal environments, minimizing negative impacts, and featuring our wonderful coastal ecosystems.
I'm with Daryl Folan. He's actually my chiropractor, and I asked him to come today because I personally ride a bike on Pleasure Island. I probably ride 1,500 miles a year. I spend a lot of time riding up Dow Road, and I know Daryl's had some experience on Dow Road with the traffic as well. If you can talk about that experience.
Yeah, I'm not nearly the rider he is. I mostly ride for pleasure. Well, we've lived down at Carolina Beach for quite some time, and my son and I were out for a bike ride. We'd come off of 7th Street onto Dow Road near the water tower, and at that time we were going to make a left across the little neighborhood so we could get out of traffic and go back into the state parks. As we went across Dow Road, made the left across Dow Road, I looked to the left for traffic as we entered Dow Road, and it was done there. And as we made the left going across, there was a pickup there, and him and I ended up in the same place at the same time. The result of that accident landed me about 3 weeks in the hospital with 30 broken bones. So, you know, safety is a big issue for this, I think.
All right, my name is Spike Bachman, and I'm really pushing for the Bike Pedestrian Greenway because my wife and children are on the island all day, and our bikes are our primary way we get around, and it's just a great way to enjoy the island, and I will feel a lot more comfortable, and I know my wife and kids will too if we have a safe avenue to travel, and I think it will be a really great benefit for the island.
My name is Jody Smith, this is my son Roman, and we're out walking around the island all the time, exercising, doing our stroller workouts. Having the Island Greenway I think would be a great benefit to our island. We'd love to use it.
Hi, I'm Elisa Mostine, and I'm standing in front of my house right on Fort Fisher Boulevard. And as you can see by the road, I have nowhere to ride. Once the bike path is built, I'll be able to ride anywhere. Hopefully it does.
My name is Alec Himmelstein, and when I was 7, because I didn't have any place to ride my bike, my dad had parked his cars in the driveway, and I had ended up running into them after I got out of control, and I made a big dent in his car. But he wasn't mad at me at all because it was better his car than me going into the street because there's no places to ride because any time that I want to ride for a long time, I have to get my dad to go out with me because there's really no place to ride a bike.
I have heard about the proposed bikeway here at Carolina Beach, and I think it's an outstanding idea, not only because it's just going to build capacity in the sport itself, but also it's a safe option. It's an attractive option for visitors. Many friends from the Triangle who vacation down at the beach often bring their bikes because when you're in a season, you're training for a particular event or just doing it for recreational enjoyment or for health reasons, you don't want to turn that off because you're coming on vacation. You want to capitalize on the time that you have, and having a greenway in an area that attracts so many tourists, I think is just better for the business community here because it gives an incentive to say, hey, let's choose Carolina Beach over some other beach destination because you know you have that option here, and it's safe, it's family friendly. Once the bike pedestrian greenway is in place, I feel that for me personally, it would be an incentive to choose the Carolina Beach area as a vacation destination because you have the advantage of bringing your bike here, knowing that it's a safe place to cycle, and your training doesn't stop just because you go on vacation. You're able to capitalize on that opportunity here.
One of the unique things about every sort of pedestrian or public bike path is the fact that it just attracts you to like walk it and enjoy it. You have the ability to come off from parking your car, and your destination is this area. Once you're along this area, it connects to everything else. That's what we need to do on Pleasure Island. My son went to Sanibel Island for his wedding and his reception. He and his wife, they pulled into their villa on the ocean. There was a bicycle for him and her. They rode from their villa to the beach, from the beach to a restaurant. Every activity was through a bicycle path connecting Sanibel Island. We have the same ability to do that on Pleasure Island, and it could bolster our shoulder season and take our short summer season and make it a year-round activity and a year-round destination.